Welcome, Sagittarians, to your September 2020 reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is the first time you've tuned into my channel, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover that is troubling you in your life, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Or if you want to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me directly and I will answer you via email in private. It does take a few days for me to get back to you, so please don't panic if I don't get back to you straight away, but I get back to everybody who subscribes. If you've already subscribed and you'd like a personal reading, just email me about that as well, and I'll give you all the details of how that works. But let's get into your September reading. Now, definitely the theme for this month for you is endings and new beginnings is definitely something that is coming through in September for you. Now, you start out with the Six of Cups, and this is a card of abundance and generosity, and it really talks about prosperity entering your life, and this can be in the form of actual money, or just generosity and love and friendship. Abundance doesn't necessarily mean money, but I do feel like there is perhaps an increase in your income, whether it's you've got a pay rise or you've got some sort of you're doing some amazing work and you're getting an increase in your money that way as well. But I feel like as well, you guys have created this abundance for yourself just through the power of positive thinking, and by doing that you've brought abundance to you. And also this card talks about paying off debts, or so I feel like for some of you, if you've got a loan in September that is coming to an end, or you've it can even mean like if you owe a favor to someone and you repay that favor, that kind of sort of eliminates any obligations that you've got, that you've had hanging over you. So all of that is kind of hanging to an end. But what the Six of Cups, I keep saying, have I been saying the Six of Cups? I'm so sorry. What the Six of Pentacles, I should say, also talks about, it's a card of gratitude and charity. So by giving thanks to the universe and your spirit guides and your angels, you actually bring more abundance into your life just by being able to really show gratitude for what you've got. The more you say thank you, the more you get. And that's really lovely as well. But I feel like you guys have been quite positive, so you are actually attracting a lot of this abundance to you. But this month in September, you are also called upon to maybe give out some of your well-earned funds to perhaps a charity, or give of yourself as well, of your time and your energy to others who are less fortunate. And I feel like some of you could be doing that. Just be careful you're not spending too much money as well, because we do have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is kind of one of those cards where it's kind of one of those cards where it's either black or it's white, or it's yes or it's no. There's kind of no middle ground with the Four of Pentacles. And so this month you may be spending too much, or you might be just not spending at all and hanging on to your money when there's no real need to as well. So But just be cautious that you aren't spending too much money and missing out on the happiness that it could bring you. You're hanging on to it for what reason? Go out and enjoy yourself. But as I said, this card is one of those duality cards where it's either all or nothing. And, you don't want to go out and be spending everything that you've got as well. But I do feel like it's more so you're hanging on to money that you don't really need to be. Yeah, don't be hoarding. It's the hoarder's card, the Four of Pentacles. So don't hoard your cash if you don't need to. Now, also the Four of Pentacles can actually refer to a situation where you're either being excessive or insufficient in your efforts. So there could be something that you really, if you're in a relationship, maybe you're loving too much, you're being too emotional, or it could be that you're not showing enough love in a relationship and that's creating issues. Or you could be trying too hard or just not trying enough. This is kind of this duality kind of message that's coming through. But also what this card talks about is well thought out business decisions. Now, you could really be wanting to invest in a large purchase, and you've really made a good business decision regarding something to do with a large purchase or putting your money into this investment. But, and again, the duality of this card, some of you might be feeling paranoia that your prosperity will be taken away from you, and that's why you're kind of clinging on to money when you don't really need to. So, really, this is stemming from, I'm feeling like this is stemming from perhaps an insecurity from the past. But I do see there's these endings for you, and it's quite, you've got the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is, considered one of the most unpleasant cards in the deck traditionally. But when you look at it in context, it actually speaks about a point in your life where you were really mentally broken. And, at the point, you perhaps were feeling abandoned and stabbed in the back and let down. And there was a lot of negative energy with the Ten of Swords. But what the Ten of Swords actually speaks of is it is an ending to that situation in your life. And it's quite often very welcomed because you have gone through this pain and you are now, it's like a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. And, it can have sadness associated with that ending, but it's over and you can finally move on. And you're no longer hanging on to what has been, and you can begin to create a beautiful new life of what will be. And that leads completely on to the Fool, which is that the beginning of that new journey. And look at your Gateway Oracle card. I'll go into that a little bit more, but that is starting afresh. So there is this ending to this painful time in your life, and it can also talk about someone who's recovering from an addiction, and that definitely the emphasis is on recovering. So you have put that behind you and you are now on the road to recovery. And also, sometimes the Ten of Swords can talk about a drama that's associated with this ending. So while you might be at peace with whatever ending this is, other people may have their own energy around this change. Often when we change and we become a new person, or we end a particular part of our life, other people give you kind of, they don't like it. They don't want you to change. They want you to stay in that negative mindset for whatever reason it benefits them. So there can be some challenges around this ending, but I see this leading to this absolutely wonderful new beginning, and it is a new journey. You're encouraged to just take this leap of faith when you see the Fool card. And, when you do, it's almost like there's so many endless possibilities for creating something wonderful around you when you do. And, for some of you as well, this can talk about finding a new project that you've got a lot of passion for, or, your own personal growth and development can be your new project. And it's almost like problems will be resolved in a creative way. And, you're in a position where you can just choose which direction you want to go to. And, that leads into the Eight of Cups. And I feel you are choosing to leave a difficult emotional experience behind, and you are just leaving it behind and you are moving on. And the Eight of Cups just talks about a change. A change is coming, and it's something that you've chosen. It's like you've chosen to go in another direction, and it's completely your choice. You've chosen to just leave that behind, leave that painful emotional past behind, and you are moving forward, and you're yearning for something more meaningful and want a life that rewards you emotionally and spiritually as well. And, again, there is this kind of sadness. There's a great sadness when we choose to leave a particular part of us behind. But I really feel like you're doing what's necessary in order to be who you're meant to be deep down inside. So if I'm not sure if that's going to resonate with anyone out there, let me know in the comments. You can put comments and let me know. But I feel like you are definitely leaving this emotional, difficult past behind you. You have made that decision and you are moving on. And, you've got the Five of Cups there as well. And the five, sometimes you can't see what is best for you, and things might not, turn out in the way that you'd wanted, but it's almost like the universe kind of knows what's best for you, even if you don't see the path that's laid out in front of you. So I really feel like you're refocusing your minds and your hearts, and believe that the situation that you're going through, if you are going through in a challenging emotional time, is really serving you well, and it will serve you well in the long run. And also, the Five of Cups is like the message is try not to focus on the things of the past that went wrong, because when you do, it only keeps you from moving forward, in the direction of your happiness. So don't look, don't look at what's the cups. Traditionally, the Five of Cups has that image of the five cups spilled, the five cups there, and three of them are spilled, and the character in the cards is looking at the spilled cups and kind of crying over those, but they don't see that there's still two cups there that are full and brimming with emotional support and love and all of those kind of things. So just turn around and focus on what you on the good. But I am actually getting that feeling that is what you are doing in September. You're really making a move to change your perspective. Now, you've got the King of Cups here. Now, the King of Cups can represent a person, but it also talks about opening your heart and showing compassion to those around you, where you're also asked to open your mind as well to new ideas and creative ways of thinking. And again, you may be called upon to provide some time or money to a charitable organisation. So that kind of message is also what the Six of Pentacles was talking about as well. You kind of might be helping out some way in September with charity or that kind of stuff. But when it comes to a relationship with other people, the King represents someone who you can fully trust. His heart is golden and he operates with the highest degree of integrity. So he's just a lovely person to have in your life. So if this is someone that you're going into a relationship with or you're starting something new with, it's a really lovely person. Now, this is a water sign. I mean, I always say it's not about the star sign, it's about the character of the person that the card is describing. So, it's like they're just such a wonderful person, and the energy is, as I said, water, so it can be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But it's someone who's a deeply spiritual person and who's willing to work really hard for those who are having difficult times, including charitable organisations. So this person can be someone who you will be helping out in that charity. If it's someone that is requiring some assistance, you could be assisting this person doing some charitable things as well. And, this person always has a kind word for everyone and expects others to kind of do the same as well. So they kind of put you to the test there. They ask you to bring your best self out. So, if you've got something unkind to say about someone, it's probably best to say it where this person won't hear, because they always want to look at things, people, positively. Now, the long-term intentions of the you can really trust this person implicitly, and they're a very committed romantic partner as well, and they give of their heart and their time in equal measures. So they're just a lovely person to have around, and I feel like this person will definitely be significant for you in September. Now, the final card you have is the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is a situation in September that you will be having to move quite quickly on. And you hadn't anticipated it, and so it requires a lot of fast movement. And the Knight of Wands definitely talks about having to move quickly. in a decision or a project or something like that. And it kind of might make you feel a little bit like you don't have much time to ponder. You kind of have to make the decision quite quickly. But it doesn't have to be a challenge that worries you. Like it could be something wonderful to consider as well. Like you could be in a position where you have to choose. You've got 2 job offers and you need to choose which one to do, or you've got 2 holiday destinations that you might have to be choosing from. So you're kind of like, oh, where are we going to go? And so it's a good situation to be in. It's not, I don't feel like it's negative at all, but it's just something that you actually don't have much time to make the decision, about, but it's coming up. But, you don't want to make a rash decision either, but you're going to have to come to a conclusion pretty quickly though. And it's more about your feelings. So if you are coming up to this decision that you have to make, it's important to trust your gut. Go with your feelings rather than what you think on this one. But once you've kind of made that decision, you're off. So I really feel like there's some fast movement in a really nice direction for you, and it does relate to this new beginning, this new fresh start. And starting fresh, this is this oracle card. Now, the mantra for this card is such a lovely one, and it is a wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. And this card means a new cycle is blossoming in your life. All that is not needed from the past is dropping away as you release the old and embrace the new. The universe wants you to know all life travels in cycles. On our beautiful planet, plants die in the winter so that new life can emerge in the spring. It's the spiral dance of death and rebirth. This represents time in your life to start fresh. Do not linger with old situations, relationships, or places that no longer serve your higher good. Let go and sail into unfamiliar waters. Stretch into a new direction, even if you feel uncertain. Wonderful opportunities await you. And that is just so mirrored in the messages that you are getting with the Fool and the Ten of Swords. There's that ending, that death, and then there is that rebirth. And these wonderful cards, they are just so beautiful to look at and ponder. And in the book, it always has questions to ask yourself. So I'm going to read those out, and if these resonate with you, just really meditate on them. So some of the questions are, if my life truly started fresh, would I make the same decisions? Am I ready to let go and begin anew? What is blocking me from doing so? So there's some pretty deep questions to ponder. So I hope that resonated with you, Saggies. Have a wonderful September. If you're into crystal jewelry, check out my website as well, kazana.com.au. And there's some beautiful crystal pieces, all one-off, handmade in Australia by an Australian designer. So have a wonderful month, Saggies. Bye.